Hi, boys and girls. Today is Monday, October 5th. Happy Monday. When we came into school today, we started to do some new really exciting things. And one of them is we talked about all of these letters behind me. Do you know what these letters are called? They are called the alphabet. Can you say the alphabet with me? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Very good if you know your alphabet. And if not, we're going to practice it and you'll get to learn it very quickly. In addition to that, we also have some spotlights every week. We have a color, a shape, a number, a letter, and a word. So this week, the color of the week is black. Can you think of anything that's black? When we looked around the room, we found something that stuck out right away. Look at all of these letters. Those are the color black. The shape of the week is a circle. And we have a picture of a circle in our room too, and I'll show that to you. There's a little bit of a light glare there, but can you think of anything else that might be like a circle? We said maybe if you look way above me, what's that? A clock. The clock is also circle. The next thing that we talked about is the number of the week. Do you know what number that is? If you said 2, you're exactly right. Can you count to 2 with me? 1, 2. How about give me 2 fingers? Very good. The letter of the week is F. So if we walk over to our alphabet board, we can see here the letter F. There are 2 pictures by this letter. F makes the sound F. See if you can try that. F, like fish or fire truck. What are some other words that might start with F? Maybe frog or frosty, friendly. See if you can think of an F word by yourself. Lastly, the word of the week is what. What is a word that usually starts to ask a question? What color is your shirt? What is your favorite food? What is the weather like today? There are a lot of questions that could begin with the word what. Looking back at the alphabet, we also talked about the sounds that all of the letters make. So A sounds ah, B, b, b. C is k. And again, we'll go through all of those in time. One other thing I wanted to do with you today is I want to know, do you know what letter your name starts with? If your name starts with the letter A, what sound would it make? Ah, ah. If your name starts with the letter B, what sound would it make? B, b. If your name starts with K, K, what letter do you think that is? That could be C or that could be K. That can be a little bit tricky. So without thinking about the sounds, we just want to look at the letters. Now, my name is Miss Carol. That's an M. That's the sound that M makes. Miss. Carol is a K. So I have all of these letters spread out. Now you should have a paper with your take-home materials that was very similar to this, and you can cut it up if you want, or you can practice drawing it on a dry erase board or a piece of paper. But I want you to have somebody write your name for you, and I want you to see if you can figure out what letters you would use for your name. So I have to look at this. That looks like an M. And if I dig through all my letters here, I found one, M. What's the next letter? I. Here's an I. Does anybody know what the next letter is? That's an S, and it sounds like this. S. And I need two of those. So there's 1, 2. Then I need a K. Put that up there. What other letter do I need? What's this letter right here? A. Oh no, I don't even think I have an A. I must have lost it somewhere. I'll have to skip it for now. I see an R. A Y. And an L. Let me see if I can find an A in my envelope here. Oh, there's one right on top. Silly me, I forgot to take all the letters out. There, so if you look, M-I-S-S-K-A-R-Y-L, Miss Carol, M-I-S-S-K-A-R-Y-L. I want you to see if you can try that at home with the letters in your name. If you were able to find all the letters that make your name, give me a big thumbs up. Very good job. So we're going to switch gears now. So we started all of that fun stuff today. We have 2 other big things we started today. And the next thing that we talk about, it's pets. I don't know if any of you have a pet at home. What kind of pet do you have? Is it a boy or is it a girl? What is your pet's name? I have 2 pets at home. They are both dogs. They are both girls, and their names are Callie and Lily. And I brought some pictures on my phone to show you. This is a picture of Lily. She's silly. She likes to smile. There she is, making a big happy face. Whenever she has to read, sometimes she's got to put on her glasses. So after I had Lily for about 2 years, she seemed like she got pretty bored. So then I got her a sister, and that's Callie. Here they are with their winter coats on, their pink fluffy winter coats. Birthday hats. They had a birthday party with all their friends. So those are just a couple of pictures that I wanted to share with you about my pets. And I can't wait to hear what you have to tell me about yours. Another thing we talked about with pets are, what are some things that you need for your pets? Somebody said food. You're right. You need food and water, and you need a bowl to put them in. If that's what you were thinking, you're heading down the right track. Another person said maybe our pets need treats. Now, this is a treat that I give my dogs. But you probably, if you have a cat that's a pet, or a bird, or a rabbit, you probably give them a different type of treat. Also, pets sometimes like toys. My pets, my dogs, like balls. Another thing, my pets like to go for walks. So anytime I take them outside, I have to put one of these on them. Do you know what this is? It has a little clasp and it opens and it shuts. This is called a collar. And I use this big long thing here called a leash that I hook to their collar to take them for a walk. There are lots of other things that you might have for your pet, but this is what I have for my pets. The last thing that I brought to show my friends today is this sweater because it's October, which means it's going to be Halloween soon, and I wanted them to see my puppy sweater that's ready for Halloween. How many pumpkins do you see on this sweater? 1, 2, 3. Good job. So, in addition to talking about our pets and the things that we have for our pets, we also read this book called Some Pets. And I couldn't find a version of it for in the class, so we were watching it on YouTube, which you can look it up at home. But I'm just going to show you a little bit about it because there's some things in the book that maybe we want to talk about. I'm going to hit play. Here we go. This is the front of the book. It's called Some Pets.
Some pets sit, some pets stay, and some pets fetch. And some pets play. Some pets slither. Some pets bound. Some pets scurry round and round.
So that was just the first couple minutes of that book. Oh, it's still playing. Let me turn it off. So you can see just in the first couple pages of that book, there are so many different types of pets. Just because I have a puppy doesn't mean that everybody has a puppy. You might have a fish or a mouse or a snake even. I don't know. You could have anything. Another thing that this story that I thought was pretty cool is it talks about like things that your pets can do. Can your pets do any tricks? Somebody today told me their dog can do a backflip. And I had another friend tell me that their dog can sit and stay. Those are all things that you can teach your pets. Usually you have to give them a reward though when they're done, like a treat. So every day we're going to talk a little bit more about pets and learn a little bit more and share a little bit more. So we're going to move forward again. Remember, we're going to talk about pets for the next 6 weeks. We have lots of stuff to talk about. The other thing that we started this week that we're only going to do this week is we're going to talk about fire safety. Last week at school, we had a fire drill. A fire drill is when there's a bell that goes off in the building, you have to quickly and quietly move outside as fast as possible to get to safety. Usually when we do a fire drill, it's just for practice, but it's preparing us in case something would happen so we know what we have to do. So this week, during Fire Safety Week, we're going to talk a whole bunch about fire safety. Today at school, we talked about having an evacuation plan, which is essentially what a fire drill is at school. A plan to get out of the building safely. So my friends at school today got to take this home and they're going to bring it back tomorrow. You can sit with your mommy, daddy, grandma, somebody at home, somebody that can help you, and you're going to fill this paper out. And this is your evacuation plan. I want to know, what are you going to do at home if there's a fire or an emergency? What is your plan to get out of your house safely? Do you have one? One thing we talked about is if you're in bed and you think that there's a fire, your door might be shut. You want to stay low to the ground and crawl over to the door. You want to touch the door. If the door seems hot, don't open it. That's not safe to do. We also talked about not hiding. I know a fire could be scary, but you want to make sure that if there's something happening that you are able to get out safely. So you don't want to hide anywhere. You want to make sure somebody that's with you is going to know where you're at, and the firemen, when they get there, they'll make sure that they get you out. It might even be through a window. I don't know. Obviously, once you're out of the house, do not go back into the house. If you left your favorite toy in there, if your pet is in there, once you're out, you have to stay outside because that's going to be the safest place for you to be. We also talked about what happens if you catch on fire. I know that's really scary to think about, but you have to plan for what you will do if that ever happens. And the biggest thing that we talk about, and we'll talk about it more again later in the week, is you have to stop, drop down to the ground, and roll around. So you're going to stop, drop, and roll. Easy enough. And you can practice that at home also as part of your evacuation plan. We also said, like, maybe at home, some things that you shouldn't be playing with. You shouldn't ever play with matches or lighters or anything like that, because you could very easily catch something on fire and then things could just go bad quickly. And we just want to make sure you're always being safe. So we'll talk more about this, but I want you to try to do this evacuation plan and practice having a fire drill at home with your parents. And if you complete that, you can get this certificate that says, I know what to do in the case of a fire in my home. And that we can date it for you. You can color it. That shows us that we know what you're doing. Well, that's all I have for you today, boys and girls. Just a quick recap. We talked about the letters of the alphabet. We talked about the sounds that some of the letters make. We talked about our spotlights, our letter, shape, number of the week. We talked about pets. And then lastly, we talked about fire safety. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a great night.